Yeah. Is it a disqualifier for Donald Trump to pardon violent rioters who beat police officers and calling them patriots?
Yeah, it's a disqualifier. Hey, what's up, man? I'm 36.
And do you support Trump?
Uh, I support the lesser of the two evils, is what I would say.
Which is?
Trump.
Okay. And if the election were held today, Harris versus Trump, who would you rather vote for?
I'd still go Trump.
Okay, why do you support Trump?
Yeah, I just can't support a party who pardons a guy who knew that the COVID vaccine was created in a lab and who also funded it.
So Joe Biden preemptively pardons Dr. Fauci, and you think that's a disqualifier? Okay, would you
Absolutely.
vote for someone who pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers and called them patriots?
Well, so there's a portion of people who did that. There's also a portion of people who are innocent. So to answer your question, I would pardon the people who were innocent. I would not pardon the people who did those crimes.
But is it
You like to
disqualifying?
mix that up.
Sir,
You like to mix that up, right?
is it disqualifying though?
Is it disqualifying them? I think you have to adjudicate those cases of the people
They
who
were.
actually committed violence.
They were
So,
convicted
so
of
to answer
committing
your question,
violence.
well, let me get a little granular with that. No, I wouldn't pardon the people who committed violence or were convicted of
Not the
violence.
question I asked you.
I would pardon the people who actually were there and actually did nothing wrong.
Not the
like my
question I
cousin.
asked you. Is it
Well,
a,
but you
is
made it
it a dis
convoluted.
let me clarify.
You made it
Is it
convoluted to
no?
make it.
Is it a disqualifier for Donald Trump to pardon violent rioters who beat police officers and call them patriots?
So just to be clear, you pivoted from what I talked about, but let me get back to your facts.
Not
Let
a
me talk
pivot.
about what you're talking about. Yeah, because I started off by saying I can't vote for that party because they pardoned a guy who knew the COVID origins were from Wuhan and he funded Wuhan. But we'll go back to your pivot here and let me tell you what you say. No, I don't think you should pardon anyone who commits a violent crime
Not my
against any
question.
police officer.
Not my
What's
question.
your
Do you want me to
question?
repeat my question again?
Yeah,
Is it a
'cause you're pivoting.
disqualifier?
You're pivoting from my original question.
Is it,
Let's
sir?
pivot.
Is it a disqualifier?
Can you repeat your whole question?
Yeah. Is it a disqualifier for Donald Trump to pardon violent rioters who beat police officers and calling them patriots?
Yeah, it's a disqualifier. Sure.
So you don't support Trump?
Well, no. Well, here's the thing. His pardon is covered over a large quantity of people, but a portion of those people who commit those violent crimes should not be pardoned.
No, they're
Absolutely
for
not.
each of the individual people.
Bro, I don't know how you pivoted from my original comment here.
It's not
of
a.
why
Okay,
I
I'm sorry. Genuinely, don't be ridiculous. It's not a pivot. I'm questioning the reasoning you brought up as a justification for your position on the matter. Okay? This is very specific to what you're bringing up relating to the pardons. Okay? So, what
okay.
makes you think that that's not a disqualifier for him to pardon multiple people with police officers and calling them patriots, but apparently the preemptive pardon that Biden engaged in against, for specifically Dr. Fauci, which the evidence of this haven't come out yet, that's going to be a disqualifier for you. So tell me, what's the difference?
Wow. Good. Here's the difference. Dr. Fauci is holding a level of clearance and holding a level of posterity that these little fucking bums who are rioting don't hold. Dr. Fauci told America what to do for the whole 4 years. Dr.
Which this
Fauci
one?
holds a different level of authority than these pieces of shit who
Not
are
anymore.
violating and rioting. So
Not
that's
anymore.
the difference. That's the absolute difference.
Wait, not anymore.
But when he committed his crimes, he was.
So, like, you understand that?
So it's critical. So that's the difference. I just told you what the difference was. Do you not
No, it's
understand the
not.
difference?
That they had authority when
You
they
have a
committed the
guy who lives
action.
in fucking Alabama who eats fucking pig food off the floor, and you have Dr. Fauci, who you guys are fucking worshiping for years, who's telling us
We
lies.
never
whenever
worshipped
we don't
Dr.
know
Fauci
anything.
for years. You're being
Oh,
ridiculous.
you guys
By the way,
worship
Dr. Fauci
for years.
Dr. Fauci existed specifically right within the first administration of Trump. Okay, so like he was already in that position prior, and Biden inherited that. So secondly, I
Sure.
just want to acknowledge that that you're not addressing the points that I was making broadly of the impacts or the consequences that has. You're thinking simply just because Dr. Fauci was in a position of power, simply when he engaged in this particular behavior, which by the way wasn't available to Joe Biden at the time, right? That specifically is going to be enough for you to say it's disqualifying on behalf of voting for Joe Biden, which by the way, Kamala Harris isn't Joe Biden, but apparently
Absolutely.
Donald Trump pardoning violent rioters, beat police officers,
Absolutely.
calling them patriots, that's too much.
hold on. When
Or
Donald
that isn't
Trump
too much?
when he pardoned violent people, he didn't just say, "I'm going to pardon all the violent people." He went after a whole group of people, right? He didn't just pardon the violent people. He said, "Hey, a lot of people were here on January 6th who didn't do a lot of bad stuff, which I know because my cousin was one of them, and I'm going to pardon you." It was a mass pardon of people. Now, yes,
Your cousin was at January 6th
a
diabolical.
small portion of those people may have been violent rioters, sure, but those cases need to be adjudicated, and they're not Trump's fault. But I like how you pick out the small amount to justify your point.
Sir, those were adjudicated.
Which fights against your validation.
I'm sorry, you're just being a
Fauci.
dishonest piece of shit right now because realistically, all of these cases have been adjudicated. The people who did this have admitted it in many of the circumstances. For example, DJ Rodriguez admitted to driving a stun gun to the neck of Officer Fanone, right? Specifically and assaulting him. Okay? That is a fact. You can't sit there and say, "Oh, these cases they need to be adjudicated," and Trump didn't know the individual cases specifically. They were convicted. They were determined by a court of law to have committed these crimes, and Donald Trump individually pardoned each of those people who committed violent offenses.
Was he pardoned?
I am not talking about the people who did not commit violent offenses right now. I'm not talking about your fucking inbred cousin. I'm talking right now specifically about how Donald Trump pardoned violent rioters who beat police officers and called them patriots. That's what I'm talking about right now, okay? So would you like to address the fact that I'm referencing the violent rioters? I'm not referencing your cousin.
Was that guy pardoned, by the way? Eugene Carroll, whatever the fuck name was.
Eugene Carroll didn't commit a crime.
I understand that. What was the guy's name who committed crime with a knife against the throat? Was he pardoned?
Who?
The dude.
You're saying DJ Rodriguez?
DJ Rodriguez.
Yes,
yeah,
Donald Trump pardoned DJ Rodriguez after he drove a stun gun into the neck of Officer Fanone.
I have to look up the facts of that because I saw that
Go ahead.
of the officers, like one of the dude who was like crying in front of court, was actually didn't have his body camera on. So I got to look at the facts of that and see what went on there. So I can't speak to that.
DJ Rodriguez admitted to this.
We can go back to my original comment.
DJ Rodriguez admitted to this. Given that he admitted to it and the court case convicted him of doing so, how do you feel about Donald Trump pardoning him?
How do I feel about it? I feel
is
like
that a disqualifier? Like, is that something that will get you to stop supporting Trump?
Well, let me respond to you. Okay, let me respond to you. So I feel like Donald Trump has a mass quantity of people that he has to pardon. I think 70% of those people were innocent. They didn't do anything. They didn't do anything wrong. So I think he's too busy to say, all right, I can't adjudicate every single case. So yeah, he may have pardoned a few people who actually did things wrong, who actually threw a couple bricks inside the house, who actually kind of busted in, and they may have slipped in like mice. But for the most part, and like the most part of things, like my cousin who didn't do anything wrong, actually was a good thing. And so yeah.
So Joe Biden, he didn't have the time to adjudicate each of these cases.
Fauci's
so
one person. Fauci's one person. Fauci's one person.
Listen. Biden didn't have the time to adjudicate all these different cases, and he preemptively pardoned multiple people because Donald Trump was trying to go after and weaponize the Department of Justice against multiple people. So he didn't have the time to go through each of those cases for each of those individuals. Based upon your argument, would that then justify him preemptively pardoning Dr. Fauci?
Absolutely not.
Because he didn't have the time to go through all of the case?
My cousin doesn't control the lives of 50 million people. Dr. Fauci did. Dr. Fauci controlled the lives of...
Hey, dude, I am not talking about your inbred cousin. I am talking about the violent rioters who beat police officers on January 6th.
So it's a whole different level, dude. How do you not understand that? Dr. Fauci controlled the country, and he got a Dr.
Fauci did not control the country. What the fuck are you talking about? Controlled the country? What type of fucking stupid shit is that?
Our COVID response to the country, bro.
You understand?
Think, bro.
Wait, listen. He is the guy, not that controlled the entirety of the response, but rather simply advised people.
He controlled our posture to the response.
You mean he advised people. He made suggestions.
From a bat and a monkey when it came from a lab.
He made suggestions, dude. You got a misinformation flag. Not surprised. Hey, buddy, you got a misinformation flag. I have to go on to the next person. You're welcome to come up on a different day. Right? Yeah. Apparently, advising things means you control the entire country, chat. These people, bro. These people. You can't make this shit up, dude. Ridiculous, dude. Apparently, Apple and Amazon got their tariff refund, but not everyone else.